It's now been 1 week since the arrest of Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy is now at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, a place that's been described as hell on earth.
The Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn has seen multiple deaths in recent years.
Diddy is enduring one of the hardest moments of his life in prison. Who would have expected a rap industry mogul to end up in such conditions? It seems like the consequences of his past actions may be catching up with him. Recently released footage hints at the saying, "You reap what you sow," and in Diddy's case, it seems he is now facing his own payback. However, questions arise: does he truly deserve this harsh treatment? Is he actually guilty of the charges he faces? Or is this a setup to undermine a legend? Stay tuned as we uncover the dark side of prison life and the potential for Diddy to remain there. News has emerged about Puff's arrest and the horrid conditions he is enduring, shocking his fans. Used to luxury, the mogul now faces a stark contrast. He was detained recently on charges of violence and human trafficking, with claims he allegedly used his power to exploit women. He and his associates are also accused of running a criminal enterprise involved in crimes like trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice.
Food is inedible, from what I've been told. It's way too hot in the summer. Sometimes there's no heat at all in the winter. The toilet water's been known to freeze. It's violent, someone like Mr. Combs, might be a target for certain things, and we can't let that happen.
Accustomed to comfort, even minor discomfort can feel extreme. But for Diddy, the shift is more severe, with his current conditions described as inhumane. Instead of opulent decor, he wakes to white-painted cinder block walls. Michael Cohen, former attorney to Donald Trump and himself a former inmate, discussed the stark transition, remarking on how Diddy's fall from Cloud 9 is a difficult reality. Diddy's legal team has tried to move him out of the Metropolitan Detention Center (MDC) in Brooklyn, arguing the conditions are unsuitable. They requested a transfer to Essex County, but the court denied it, and his bail request was also turned down. Every moment of Diddy's day is closely monitored, including being placed on suicide watch. With limited options, he awaits trial. His attorney argued that the MDC is unfit for preparing his defense and cited other recent inmate deaths to support the request. Despite these arguments, the judge deferred the decision to the Bureau of Prisons. Viral footage captures the moment of Diddy's arrest. The video shows him at the Park Hyatt Hotel in New York when law enforcement suddenly intervened, separating him from his entourage, who looked visibly stunned. Just moments before, he had been socializing with friends and fans. His attorney, Mark Agnifilo, has since expressed Diddy's frustration, arguing that the charges are unjust and highlighting Diddy's years of hard work building his empire and supporting the Black community. According to the statement, Sean Diddy Combs is an iconic music figure, a self-made entrepreneur, devoted family man, and philanthropist who has spent 3 decades building his empire, caring for his children, and uplifting the Black community. Though he may not be perfect, he is not a criminal, and he has cooperated with the investigation. Nonetheless, the court deemed him a risk, denying bail. Brooklyn's MDC opened in the early 1990s as a detention facility for those awaiting trial in Manhattan and Brooklyn courts, housing individuals awaiting trial or serving short sentences. Manhattan's detention center was closed in 2021 due to poor conditions, but the MDC has remained operational, despite ongoing issues. Inmates and former inmates have described violent conditions, staff shortages, and drug smuggling allegedly involving employees.
Yet many of the facilities are literally falling apart. A new Justice Department Inspector General report saying all 123 Federal Bureau of Prison facilities require maintenance, with some in dire need of upgrades.
The center has been deemed unsafe for inmates, with several recent violent incidents, including stabbings and suicides. Agnifilo described it as an overcrowded, understaffed, and neglected federal prison, which he called a hell on earth. In the past 5 years, at least 6 MDC employees have been convicted of crimes, including accepting bribes and providing contraband such as phones, cigarettes, and drugs. Conditions in the prison have drawn criticism from judges and advocates, who accuse the Bureau of Prisons of maintaining dangerous, inhumane standards. The situation is reportedly so severe that some judges have avoided sending convicts there in cases where transfer was unavoidable. Sentences have been reduced. For instance, in January, U.S. District Judge Foreman allowed Gustavo Chavez to remain free on bail while awaiting sentencing on drug charges, with prosecutors not even challenging the decision. In August, Judge Gary Brown informed the Bureau of Prisons that he would convert a 75-year-old tax fraud defendant's 9-month sentence to home confinement if sent to MDC Brooklyn.
2021 search of a federal prison in Atlanta found 134 inmate-made weapons, marijuana, methamphetamine, and enough prescription pills to almost fill 2 one-gallon bags, and 705 cell phones, some hidden in walls.
The closure of Manhattan's Metropolitan Correctional Center in 2021, partly due to Jeffrey Epstein's suicide, marked a turning point in addressing unsafe detention conditions. Issues at the facility included lack of security, staffing shortages, crumbling infrastructure, and dangerously low temperatures. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams expressed that prisoner safety is always a concern but saw no link between Epstein's suicide and the treatment of other detainees. The Bureau of Prisons has addressed the judge's concerns by adding permanent staff and tackling over 700 maintenance issues at MDC Brooklyn. However, the court's refusal to consider transferring Diddy or granting him bail could indicate a severe outcome ahead. While other inmates have seen sentences adjusted due to poor prison conditions, Diddy has not received such leniency. Despite his difficult situation, impending lawsuits, and an uncertain career, Diddy has shown resilience. In a recent TMZ documentary titled The Downfall of Diddy: The Indictment, his attorney Mark Agnifilo shared that Diddy remains surprisingly positive and determined, noting his strong resolve after spending hours daily with him. Agnifilo is working to secure an early trial date. Diddy's improved state of mind is evident, as he's no longer on suicide watch, staying focused on his defense, and has met with family members at the facility. Diddy's situation remains precarious as new allegations surface. Recently, a woman named Jane Doe filed a lawsuit accusing him of drugging and assaulting her, leading to an unwanted pregnancy and a miscarriage. The lawsuit alleges that since meeting Diddy in 2020, she faced ongoing mistreatment. She describes an incident from July 2022, in which she reportedly blacked out after being given a drug containing ketamine. Throughout the ordeal, she claims Diddy's associates pressured her to terminate the pregnancy. Reactions to Diddy's detention are mixed. Some draw parallels to Epstein's case, questioning if authorities are providing adequate protection, while others feel he's facing overdue justice. But one viewer commented, "And who safeguarded those many people that he negatively impacted? Get your priorities straight." Another added humor, referencing his reputation for extravagant parties, joking about him continuing these in prison. As the story unfolds, questions remain: will Diddy be released at trial, or is he facing a prolonged prison stay? Guilty or not? Many hope for justice.
Have also raised alarms. They've pressed the Bureau of Prisons for status updates and implored the agency to fix things. One judge even refused to send some defendants to the jail. For now, Combs is one of about 1,200 people locked up at MDC.
Watch how federal agents took Sean Diddy Combs into custody. He's seen in this video entering the Park Hyatt Hotel in Midtown Manhattan with others when agents from Homeland Security Investigations approach and separate him. They place Combs under arrest and lead him out the front door in handcuffs.
Let us know your thoughts on Diddy's arrest and prison conditions in the comments. Has Diddy reached a breaking point, or is there hope for redemption? Thanks for watching.